Alrighty guys, what's going on guys? It's Ricky with Talk About Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, May 10th. The new CPI data report is about to be released in just 12 minutes. Wanted to make sure that we go live for you guys. You guys absolutely killed it in yesterday's video, asking me to go live, and it should be a really fun live stream while watching the market react to the new CPI data report. We're going to be breaking down before the report actually comes out, where you can find this report and how to quickly read it based off of the previous report that we've had last month. One of the things that I do want to remind you is, well, let me give it a couple of seconds for people to start tuning on in. Once you guys can hear me okay, if you guys can just let me know in the live chat, or feel free to drop a thumbs up and we can continue with the live stream. But as of right now, NASDAQ market nearly break even during that pre-market session. And yeah, I mean, it's just in a few minutes that the market should be reacting, and literally pretty much every stock in the market is going to get influenced by this report, even if it's for a short period of time. But let's start off with all right, you guys can hear me okay? Everything's good? All right. What's going on, man? What's going on, Sergi? What's going on, Adriana, Mark, John Carter, Brandon? What's going on, guys? We got See It Yourself, Jack, Adriana, Sandy, Anthony, Asian Redneck, Thom Nguyen. What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Austin. What is it? Johan. We got Kea. What's up? What's up? Unstoppable Adventures. What's going on? Charles, my guy. How you doing? What's going on, Danny V? Nice to see you here, man. Thank you again for waking up early and joining us for this live. We got Sue, Ninja, there we go. What's going on, guys? Super happy to have you guys all here. And again, if it's not too much to ask, hopefully we can earn your thumbs up in this video. I love hosting these videos for you guys, and hopefully you guys appreciate it as well. One of the first things that I want to share with you guys is that this Friday, I am giving away $1,000 during my free live trading session. I'm just going to leave it at that. So I gave away $1,000 last Friday. I'm going to be giving away $1,000 this Friday. If you want to save your spot, it's the first link in the description down below. It says save your spot, free live trading. You just save your spot here. You make sure that you reserve it for this up and coming Friday. And again, it's a $1,000 giveaway, and it's also going to be a free live trading session. So if you've ever wanted to get a taste of what it's like to watch me trade live, then that's going to be the live stream to save your spot in, right? And then again, that's that first link in the description down below. I believe it just asks you for your email, and we send you a notification the day before we actually go live, so you have the link just in case you miss it. Based on how the market is reacting, what is your take on it? I would not, again, try to predict the CPI data report, but let's quickly talk about what market expectation is, right? So based off of our previous CPI data report, this one has a forecast of 5%. Our previous is 5%. So what they're telling us is that they expect the actual CPI report to come in just as expected. And what exactly does that mean? Again, you guys can find these CPI data reports, which are the Consumer Price Index reports, on the website called bls.gov/CPI. It's a free website, and once the report comes out, you can either click on the HTML or the PDF. I prefer the PDF when it actually comes out, and as you guys can see, this one was released on April 12th, but it was for the month prior, right? So this is the March CPI data report. So the one that gets released today is April's CPI data report, but it gets released in May. It's always prorated like that. Quickly, just a quick little breakdown. It's going to break down for you exactly how much inflation has gone up with overall CPI on this bottom paragraph, and then it tells you what core CPI is on this second line on that last paragraph. It says all items less food and energy, and that's exactly what core CPI is. It's all items less food and energy. So you guys can see 5.6 is core, 5% is overall. One of the things that I want to remind you is that core CPI or overall CPI can come in as expected, but if core CPI comes in too high, the market could sell off, right? Or vice versa. The market could react in a very positive way, even if overall CPI comes in higher than expected, but core CPI comes in lower than expected. We've seen it all happen. The reason I don't like to try to predict is, again, the way that I like to preach it to my Learn Plan Profit team is my job is not to predict the future. My job is just to prepare for it. I've burned myself too many times, and I'm sure you guys can speak from your own experience that anytime that you try to predict and hope for something to happen, you're really not giving yourself the best opportunity, the best chances to do well, right? Why not stay cash, right? Or have a very light position, and then when direction becomes a little bit more clear, then you can make a more informed trade decision to know what side to actually go on, right? I would rather be late to a rally than early to a sell-off. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. So, okay, what's going on, Roger? But yeah, very quickly, so we have 6 minutes left until the actual report comes out. But one of the things that I do want to remind you is how this report is pretty much going to be determined, right? So one of the main reasons that we saw such a big drop last month is, remember, they always drop the previous month and then they add the new one, right? So we added the new March, but then we had to take away the March of 2022. We're going to be doing the same thing for 2020 for April. So we're going to drop April, which was a 0.4% increase for inflation, and we're going to add whatever the new rate of inflation is. So again, it's not a perfect, hey, let's just make sure that we're at 0.4 or less. The way that the actual report is calculated, there's an actual formula behind it, but it's an estimate of, if we're around the 0.3, 0.4, we should come in as expected for April of 2023. We can see all of these line items, right? All of these line items across the board, and then you go down the month. So for March, right, food saw a break-even movement, meaning that food didn't increase. And then we saw a decrease, and then we saw an increase, and then a decrease. And this is what helps us with our inflation rate. When we see a lot of decreases month over month, then our inflation rate goes down. And you just go down that line, and then these are the line items for that given month. And then it has the unadjusted 12-month inflation rate. And then that's how they come up with that 5%. So, and again, this is the CPI data report. Tomorrow is the PPI data report. Sounds funny, right? PPI data report, which is the producer price index. I'll leave it up to you guys if you guys want me to host that live stream. I don't know how many likes we have on this one just yet. It looks like we have about 1,700 of you guys here so far. Hopefully, we can get this video to over 1,500 likes. And again, I would love to host that PPI data report tomorrow, break down the report for you. And it's always just more fun, in my opinion, right, to be able to do it live together. And I hope that most of you guys can agree. Okay, so we have about 4 minutes left until the actual report comes out. And again, NASDAQ pretty much break even. Let me see, let's run a quick poll. So bullish, bearish, which means do you expect the market to go up? Which way is the market going? I'll let you guys decide in the live chat if you guys think the market is going to be bullish or bearish. All right. Ricky, how's that face feeling after that pool crash? What's going on, Gregor? What's up, my guy? My face is fine. It's thankfully it was just a quick little smack, but it was more of the moment after that I was like, wow, I need to stop being so ridiculous and trying to dive into a pool that wasn't deep enough, right? Bearish 100%. I'm pretty sure bullish. Market's bullish. Okay, so right now we are 50% bearish, 50% bullish. Again, I'll let you guys decide. So I like that, Roger. Very happy to hear that. Thank you, man. Happy to hear that you're doing well as well. Exactly, man. Your fault now. Oh, very true. will be an interesting day for sure. I don't know about you guys, but all I really want is, I don't care if the market reacts in a bullish or bearish way. All I really want is for the market to actually react, right? If it gaps up, then it gaps up and hopefully makes new highs. If it gaps down, just let's break below this dang 310 support. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but we've been trading sideways since the start of April, right? We have been holding above the moving average, but we've definitely been trading sideways. So, all right, guys, in just less than 2 minutes, we have the CPI data report that is going to be released. Remember, the most important thing is always how the market reacts to this. It could be bullish, it could be bearish, it could be better than expected or worse than expected. At the end of the day, all that ever matters is how the market reacts to it. You can have your own opinions of it. At the end of the day, opinions do not matter. Market reaction does matter. And remember, if you're trading on a day like this, watch your position size and manage that risk. Today is not a day to be greedy. It's going to be a very volatile day. It's not a day that's designed for beginners. And again, I just love to remind our beginner traders this. It's exactly what I do with our LPP team on why it's so important to make sure that you never put yourself in a position in which you cannot tolerate. So just wanted to make sure that we say that 1 minute before the actual report. And again, don't forget to save your spot for our free live trading where I'm going to be giving away $1,000. And that's that first link in the description down below if you haven't saved your spot already. Let's go ahead and see how the market reacts. Here it goes, less than a minute. The market is going to react. Let's go ahead and end this poll. Let's see what everyone else had to say. 51% bullish, 48% bearish. Here it goes, less than 1 minute, guys. We got QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF. Let's see. And any moment now, imagine the live stream just gets cut off right now, just like boom. All right, any moment, let's see which way we are going. And here goes, market is reacting in a very bullish way. Look at that, coming in, already gapping up a point. Whoa, quickly pulling on back. Let me go ahead and pull up that CPI data report. Let's see if it pops up. Oh, here it goes. So we came in at 4.9%, and then all items less food and energy came in at 5.5%. So that is actually better than expected. Expectation was 5%. We came in at 4.8%, 4.9%. So 4.9%. Let me type it out for you guys. CPI at 4.9%. And core CPI came in at 5.5%. Right, 5.5. Yep, 5.5%. So let's post it. Market is reacting, and check that out. Big gap up. But again, remember, never be afraid to lock in profits. One of the things that you don't want to get caught doing here is not locking in profits, and if the market just happens to change its direction, that you get caught on the wrong side of the trade, right? And here it goes. Market looks like it's pulling back just a little bit. Let's see if we continue to gap up. New CPI in at 4.9%, coming than expected. Here it goes, still reacting. Let's see what you guys are saying. Locked in 1%. Okay. What I'm looking for are for signs of progress. I just want to see if we continue to see signs of higher highs and higher lows. That's at the end of the day all we are really looking for. But it looks like even with this nice little gap up, we're right back up to 320, 327. So CPI, inflation, report. Alrighty. Yep, coming down. All right, I'm gonna take quick little buy, 1500. Turn on extended hours. There it goes. I'm gonna try to trade the reversal here. Let's see if I can catch it. So if there's no signs of progress, it could be potentially correcting itself, waiting to see if we actually get that correction. Let's see. What's that humming noise in the background? So I'm in a hotel right now in Mexico, and I think it's a fan in this lobby. Yeah, I do not know. I was going live with my LPP team yesterday, and it was making the same noise. I don't know if I should just turn them off, but I think they would get pretty upset with me if I start touching their fans. And I'm like in the furthest lobby area, just hoping that there's not much noise in the background. And here it goes. It's beginning to pull on back. Do you guys see this? Waiting to see if we see lower lows. MACD, RSI, super overextended. I just want to see if the market begins to correct itself. And if it does, then that's going to be in our favor as bears to be able to trade this reversal. So here we go. Turn on extended hours once again. Move up my limit just to make sure that I get filled. And why is it not filling me? There it goes. Let's see. Got filled at 28.87. Let's see if we continue to run up. So again, we've traded this enough that we know that if there's no signs of continuous progress, the market could correct itself on the opposing side. It's very unfortunate for those that don't lock in profits, but this is why we always try to remind our beginner traders during these lives, and especially during our live streams with the LPP team, on why that is so important to hold yourself accountable and to not put yourself in a tough spot. So we came in better than expected on both CPI and core CPI. Is there still any reason for the market to drop by end of day? Insta reels, there's always a reason that the market could choose to change direction. We'll end up seeing if it actually begins to actually sell off or if it continues to try to rally. If this thing shows continuous signs of progress, then at that point I can close out my position very quickly, and I can re-enter as a bull. But as you can see, it's already showing signs of it kind of struggling. A 1.2% jump. I want to see a show of hands in the live chat. How many of you guys remember when the CPI data reports were literally bigger than FOMC meetings, right? And when during a CPI data report, the market itself, QQQ, would move 3 to 5% in a given day, right? But right now, TQQQ is only up 1.2%. That means that NASDAQ is only up 0.43%. Like, this is a super weak market reaction. But obviously things are not as dramatic as they were, from earlier this year or late last year. But those were the positions where, like, when we talked about like making it or breaking it on those given days, like those were, extremely challenging days if you got caught on the wrong side of a trade, right? And I think those days really conditioned me, right? When asking the question, why not just choose a side and, try to go and be a bull or be a bear before the market actually reacts. That is my best explanation on why, and it's because we experienced such dramatic days that it conditioned us to learn from those mistakes, to not put ourselves in tough positions. Because remember, it's not about trying to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect trader, but the idea of not putting yourself in a position where you end up regretting. And I know, at least I can only speak from my experience. I know that going from a green trade to a red trade just because I was either chasing a number or was hoping that the market would continue to rally when there was obvious signs of a resistance. Those days are the ones that hurt the most, not days that I've had red days. If I have a red day, I have a red day, that's fine. But when I go from green to red, that's like a kick in the neck. That's like jumping into a shallow pool and hitting your face, if you know what I mean, right? Total bloodbath those days. Drag cigarettes, took a lot of losses in those days. Yeah, man, it happens, right? You put 2,500 shares on SQQQ. I purchased a total of 4,000 so far, 4,000 shares. I normally trade SQQQ with about 20,000 shares. So again, if you're part of my LPP team, you should be aware of what I normally tend to trade with. So it's relative to, so when I take a 2,500 share position size, it's relatively a much smaller position. Ricky, do you have any stop losses that work? So stop losses do not work during pre-market or aftermarket during extended hours. You can put stop limits though, right? You can put limits to sell at lower price points. Remember, market orders do not work during extended hours, so you have to make sure that you're aware of that. LMFAO, I knew that you're going to say smash your face in the shallow pool. I had to, right? What better way to have fun other than making fun of yourself? All right, here it goes. And we have 2,700 of you guys here in this live, but only 658 likes. Went. I thought we would have a little bit more likes, closer to the 1,000 mark. But let me see a show of hands. How many of you guys, can I ask you, how many of you guys are going to be tuning on in to our free live trading this Friday for our $1,000 giveaway? I want to see a show of hands in the live chat. Again, if you guys haven't saved your spot for the free live trading, it's the first link in the description down below. If you don't see it, just refresh your screen. You just save your spot right on over here. But let me see. All right, there we go. We got a handful of you guys. Love to see it. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of you guys really enjoyed last Friday's free live trading with the $1,000 giveaway. So excited to be hosting it once again. We got a lot of positive feedback based off of it, and happy to be doing it again for you guys. But again, if you guys haven't saved your spot, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. Love it. All right, here it goes. Just a lot of consolidation, no real signs of progress right now. This is kind of the very boring part about the market, is that, right now I guess it's still trying to decide, are we going to continue to move in a bullish way? Are we going to react in a negative way? Let's go ahead and double check, making sure that we're aware of all different reports that are to be released today. One thing that you are going to want to pay attention to later today is going to be that Treasury budget that gets released at 2 p.m. Other than that, CPI report already came in or already came out. So nothing much going on there. And then EIA crude inventory reports does come out, but that doesn't really affect overall NASDAQ market. And here it goes. We got QQQ trying to react or trying to retest our previous resistance at 323.45. Here we go. New highs 323.50. Okay. There it goes. New highs 323.62. Big new highs here. There it goes. TQQQ approaching that 2% mark. We're at 1.97%. There it goes. 2% on the day. $28.49. There goes big gap down, 324.40. Did we just make new highs? We did. Look at that run up, 0.88%. There goes 2.62%, 2.65%. Looks like the market is gaining some traction. The bulls are coming out to play. Whew. There it goes. Boop, boop, boop. We got Tesla up 2% on the day, 1.99%. We have Apple up 0.66%, Amazon up 1.69%, Meta up 1.66%. Everything is literally pointing right now for the bulls. So at this point, we're just going to have to hold this position accountable and mitigate that risk if it continues to make new highs. So 172.65. Let's go back to that 1 minute, making sure we see every candle every step of the way. And again, one thing that we talk about is even though something might look overbought doesn't mean that it can't continue to make new highs. But again, just your reminder to have your exit plan, right? You can allow your runners to run. There's nothing wrong with that. But just understand when you are overbought enough, or if it's beginning to show signs of a resistance or a lack of progress, and that it's in your possible best interest to lock in profits, right? So hopefully some of you guys take that into consideration. It doesn't mean that you need to sell now. It just means that, right, you take your downside risk into consideration, knowing that, do you want to go from what you're up right now to potentially giving some of it back? So just have an exit plan at a potential break-if pattern or at a price target, right? Nothing wrong with ever having a plan. All right. There it goes. We have 1,096 likes. Appreciate that, guys. At 28.55, 28.52, testing for support here. So we have, this is a good one. So TQs is now more expensive than SQs. That used to always be the case though. So TQs has always been like significantly more expensive. It's always been SQQQ that has had to go through reverse regular stock splits, right? It's always SQQ that goes through reverse stock splits because obviously NASDAQ market over time continues to increase in value. But yeah, it was more surprising when SQQ had a strong enough rally that it actually surpassed TQ's price point. That was the crazy part. But it's been like this for some time that I'm sure, right? It's a little weird seeing that SQs and TQs are relatively at the same price right now. All right, here it goes. So what we're looking for is if it continues to form higher lows. So again, a pullback is not the end of the world, right? A pullback is a part of the process for every single trade out there. What we're looking for is that when it does pull back, for it to not go as low or lower than it did before, right? If we begin to make new lows, then again, that's going to be kind of the concern of, okay, we might have a potential break of pattern. But as of right now, the way that I see it is it's either going to try to hold here, or it's going to go back to retest our old resistance here, and it's going to test it as a new support. So as long as we hold above 28.38, we should be good here. I'm going to try to see if I can sneak in some food before my live stream with the LPP team. So make sure that if you're part of LPP, you guys don't get the two live streams confused. I'm going to be closing out this live stream in a couple of minutes. I'll go back to making it private, and then I'll share the link with you guys, okay? I'll share it with you guys in the Discord chat. So, all right. Do you think that it will run up all day? It definitely can, no question about it. My only, it has no reason not to other than it being overbought. That's all I would say about that as of right now. Other than the market being overbought, and if it just for some reason wants the market to pull on back, you guys, even before the CPI data report, I commented on one thing, and that's the market's lack of progress. So the market has made some progress on new highs, but very little, right? Very little since April. If you guys look back to QQQ, which is the actual NASDAQ ETF, and here it goes. It's going back to retest our previous high. So let's wait and see. Are we going to actually continue to make new highs? And if so, I'm just going to sell 2,500 shares. I'm just going to get this one ready. I'm going to lower the price just in case, just to make sure that I get filled. All right, not much there yet, or worse, just not there yet. All right, but one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that back in April, right, we can see this. Back in April, we made highs of 322.17. And since April, we've been consolidating so much that yes, we have made new highs, but literally just $2 a share for a 320 share ETF, right? So very little progress from overall highs in April to current highs as of right now. We've just been lacking progress. I think that's the unfortunate part about this, is that it doesn't matter if you've been a bull or a bear, market hasn't really done much in the past month and a half. And that's been the very frustrating part for a lot of people, as again, when there's lack of progress, you ask yourself that simple question: why do you have an open position if it's not making you any more money? And although yes, it has made you some money, nothing too significant, right? Ricky, can you please make your screen smaller? It covers the Webull page by a lot. I don't know. I'm not home right now, so I normally don't have to have that live chat, but because I'm using my laptop to live stream, this is kind of the setup that we have as of right now. So, yeah. What is the CPI result? So salted, I literally pinned it for you right here. CPI came in at 4.9% and core CPI came in at 5.5%. So market's reacting in a positive way so far. And again, it's all available for you at bls.gov/CPI. And let's see if we can pull up the PDF now. Nope, the PDF still is not available. But if we pull up the HTML, we should be able to see the line items on what saw the biggest increase and decrease. We have 8 minutes left. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Would you guys like me to break down all the line items, or do you guys not care? So all the line items of what came in higher and lower than expected, or are you guys just like, it's at 5? 4.9%. That's all we care about. I'll respect whatever you guys want me to do. I can't stay for beyond 8 minutes or 7 minutes from now because I'm gonna have to get ready for our LPP live stream. But again, so let's see, break the line items. All right, let's do it. I appreciate that. So very simple request. Very quickly, right? So the new month that got added is April. So this was the last month. So again, all that is being tracked are these line items, and it's being asked a very simple question. From March to April, did food go up? Did food at home go up? Or did it go down? Did food away from home go down, right? That's what inflation is. Are prices going up or down for these specific line items, right? Energy and food, so this area right here. So all items less food and energy, everything below here is core CPI. All of this is overall CPI. So energy was one of the biggest contributors when it comes down to the inflation rate, as energy saw one of the biggest increases in inflation in quite some time. So when looking at this, we could see, and going down this list, we could see that some takeaways, right? So looking at this right now, let me just make sure. Yeah, food came in with a 0% increase. Food at home saw a decrease. Food away from home saw an increase. We got energy coming in with a 0.6% increase. We got energy commodities with an increase of 2.7%. We saw gasoline with an increase of 3%. We saw fuel oil with a decrease of 4.4%. Again, this has been one of the biggest contributors, fuel oil, on the way down. Look at this. Back in December, we saw a big jump down, a small jump down, big jump down 7.9%, big jump down 4.0%, and then this month alone was also the biggest contributor to our inflation report with a drop of 4.5%. Energy services with a decrease of 1.7%, decrease of 0.7%. Oh, I'm sorry, this one's 4.9%. So utility gas pipe services saw a decrease of 4.9%. So that looks to be the biggest contributor to why we saw a drop, right? Going down these line items, what is our biggest contributor on our way up? And it looks like it is used car and trucks. Used car and trucks are actually going up. That's actually very interesting because this is the first month in some time that we're actually seeing car prices pick back up. Is that because there's reassurance that our interest rates getting less expensive? Like, I don't know if that's going to be the best sign for the Federal Reserve, right? Because the Federal Reserve wants us to feel the pressure of these higher interest rates. And if they're seeing a big jump of 4.4%, I mean, that's not necessarily supporting the case of an economic slowdown. But also used car and prices, we're seeing a really, really big drop in just the past couple of months. So it's nice to see that they've kind of plateaued already and maybe are establishing some ground, right? Apparel saw an increase of 0.3%. We have medical care commodities saw an increase of 0.5%. So we are still seeing a slight increase of inflation in some of these line items. Services less food and energy saw an increase of 0.4%. Right here we have shelter with an increase of 0.4%. We have transportation services with a decrease of 0.2% and medical care services with a decrease of 0.1%. So those are all the line items that were tracked for the CPI data report. Again, CPI coming in at 4.9% before seasonal adjustment, and and core CPI for the last 12 months coming in at 5.5%. All right, and here it goes. Market is going back to retest our previous resistance range of right around 324.60. And look at that. I broke that CPI data report in just 3 minutes. Not too bad. So is there any discount code to join the LPP group? It should be linked in the description. Let me go ahead and double check. So it should be linked in the description. Yep. So we have a $150 off coupon, and it also gets you 5,000 entries for the GTR giveaway. So it's this one right here. So down here, and again, if you have any questions before joining our LPP team, it's the first link that's listed as first link. That is our Discord. Message me on Discord or message me on Instagram. But if you're ready to join our team right now and you want a big discount, it's $150 off. It's for the not only do you get access to our daily live trading sessions, but you also get 5,000 entries for that GTR giveaway. But again, if you want to first test what it's like to watch me trade live, and you've never watched me trade live before, again, the first link in the description down below, it says free live trading. We're giving away $1,000 cash and hosting our free live trading session this Friday, and you must save your spot if you want to partake in it. So again, first link in the description down below, or it's like the third link down below. It says LPP live trading. That's going to be the $150 off coupon. So I'm going to leave it at that. We have 2 minutes left before before 6 o'clock my time here in Mexico. I'm excited to go back to Arizona. All right. What was the expected CPI? Expected CPI was 5%, so we came in a little bit lower than expected. So we should be able to see it here, 4.9%, forecast 5%. So again, we saw a nice little drop based off of what is actually reported. So I know that we talked about quite a bit, especially for those that are maybe a little bit newer to the team. Remember, if you guys have any questions whatsoever about what we talked about today, or even just about getting started, I'm always just one direct message away, and it's the second link in the description down below. So again, I want to be able to be here to assist you. Remember, I will never tell you what to trade. I will never tell you what to buy. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to assist you along the way and help you overcome the challenges that you encounter in the stock market. And if you feel like it would be easier to have someone by your side to do this, then again, feel free to message me via Discord. And again, it is all linked in the description down below. I do want to remind you, I am using the Webull trading application. It is free and available to everyone in the US. You do not have to use this application, but if you do want to use it and test them out, they do have a free sign up bonus right now that if you use my link, which is the 5th link in the description down below, you will earn up to 12 free shares when you have an initial deposit of just $5. So if you deposit $5, you will earn up to 12 free shares, and you can sell those shares right away and withdraw those funds if you end up even not liking the application. There's no need for you to continue to use it if you don't end up liking it. But Webull is the application that I use to trade live with every single day. So I appreciate your time. It's about that time for me here. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Remember, tomorrow is the PPI data report. I'll leave it up to you guys if you guys want me to host that live stream. All I ask you to do is drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to save your spot for our free live trading session this Friday. And again, that's that first link down below. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green